What is going on, and welcome back to SDS. Today it's all about warm-ups, why we should warm up and kind of how I approach my warm-up or the most efficient way I found to warm not only my limbs up but my mind as well. But first we got the question of the lesson. I get a lot of questions about electronic drum sets. What would I recommend? Do I use them? Do I recommend them? Absolutely, if you live somewhere where noise is an issue. But I'm wondering, what do you play? Do you play electronic? Do you play acoustic? And if so, what would you recommend? Which electronic kit would you recommend? So let's put those down in the comment section and start a conversation about it. All right, so warm-ups. So many of my students don't go through a proper warm-up, and I don't ever practice now without warming up. Okay, at the beginning of my practice time, I leave about 5 to 10 minutes of warming up. At the end of my practice time, I leave anywhere from 15 minutes to half an hour as just, I call it blow time. Just time that I'm going, typically I take that time and I try to incorporate different things that I've been practicing, actually get them to where I can put them into my playing. So put them in real life playing situations, maybe I'm playing to a song and trying to put a pattern in there. So that's, I kind of have bookends for my practice time, my warm-up time and then my cool down time or my blow-off steam time, or whatever you want to call it. Your free time, whatever you want to call that. Now, a warm-up to me is very important because I'm not only warming up my hands and my feet, I'm warming up my head too, because you know, you come in from the cares of the day, maybe you're in school and you come in and somebody made you mad, or maybe you're married, or maybe you were in traffic and you're pissed off because that guy cut you off. It can be a million different things. But usually by the time we get to our practice room, our heads are scattered, right? So we really need to take some time and just kind of center ourselves. That's what a warm-up is about to me. It's about, okay, forget about the emails, forget about what you got to do tonight. I'm playing the drums right now. And so I find that 5 or 10 minutes in front of my practice time really helps. Now, how do I warm up? Well, I typically like to take exercises that I know really well, that I don't really have to think about, and I can take the time really just to kind of breathe deep and get my head focused. Or I take melodic patterns that I also know well, and I begin to move them around the kit, make melodies with them, make different combinations. The key is you need to know it well. The pattern I'm going to show you today is a simple pattern that I'll sit down sometimes and begin to warm up. I'll play different ostinatos with my feet. I'll play different things kind of underneath it, and then I'll move it around in different ways on the drums. So what's the pattern? It's 4 beats long, and it's going to be in 16th notes. The first beat is just going to be alternating right, left, right, left. So right, left, right, left. Beat 2 is going to be right, left, left, right. Beat 3 is going to be left, right, left, right, and beat 4 is going to be right, left, left, left. Beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4. That pattern is fairly simple, 16th notes, so we're pretty used to counting those. It's got some singles in it, it's got some doubles, but it also has a triple hit in my left hand. My left hand's my weak hand. So that kind of begins to warm up and prioritize and catch that left hand up a little bit. If I'm going through this pattern for 5 minutes, well, that's 5 minutes of my left hand having to hit 3 16th notes in a row every measure. Now, what I begin to do after that is I make rules and I move it around the drum set. So what I mean by make rules is I say, okay, now I'm going to hit the right hand on the high tom. Now I'm going to hit the right hand on the floor tom. Now I'm going to hit the left hand on the high tom. Now I'm going to take my right hand in between my floor tom and my snare. Now I'm going to take it in between these 3 drums. Now, so I have tiny rules that I begin to set as, I talked to students the other day about this. It's like a sandbox, right? When you're at the ocean, the sand is everywhere. But when you're in your backyard, you don't want the sand everywhere, right? So you want to keep the sand in the sandbox. So you have to build yourself a sandbox to play in. Something that can give you kind of order so that the sand doesn't go everywhere. It's the same way with your drumming. So we're making kind of little rules as we go. But the biggest rule is there are no rules. There's no limitations to how you can use this pattern. It's just a matter of where you're going to put it and kind of that rule as of, okay, right now I'm going to be playing it on the high tom. Right now I'm going to be playing on the floor tom. So some examples of me making rules for myself would be this. So that was me going through at 100 BPM, just going, okay, now I'm moving a high tom, now I'm moving this hand, and slowly making rules and not moving, letting myself get accustomed to that and kind of how it feels to move around the drum set. And then after a while, I'll speed it up. I always start this at a slower tempo, so like 80, 90 BPM, so I can really focus on the subdivisions. And then I speed it up a little bit, and eventually I'll wind up 120, 130, 140, and really start putting it around the drum set. So following this, I'm just going to do some demonstrations of me just moving it randomly around the kit, making rules for a couple measures, and then moving to a new one, just to show you what all you can do with this. Hopefully this has helped you realize how important a warm-up time is to your practice regimen and kind of what the goals are for your warm-up time. If this lesson has helped you, you may want to consider a membership on the website. We've still got a 14-day free trial. We stream 5 times live every week. We've got over 500 high-definition lessons in the vault along with sheet music. We've got play-alongs, we have student reviews, we have tons of stuff that we do simply geared at making you a better drummer. The link is below this video, and if not, we'll see you in the next lesson.